All right, Gemini, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast. This is for the 12th of October through the 18th. My name is Athen. So another very powerful week, but this one looks quite supportive, actually. Things have been very transformative over the past couple months, and now we do have some support. There has been always support, but a propensity of the easier aspects this week. We have a new moon shaping up on Monday, which I'll talk about, as well as Mars conjoining up to Jupiter, who will join up the trine up to Pluto, which has been going on since last week. But with Mars here, it really activates that and does create perhaps some opportunities and more support along the unfoldment of our life path. So let's go and look at the beginning here on Monday. We do have that new moon, and it's in Virgo, your fourth house. So there's some new beginnings shaping up around home, around family, around your past, your roots, your emotional connections in life, anything you might be sentimentally connected to as well. So it's a new moon, it's new beginnings, and the energies are low at the beginning of the week, but as the week unfolds, more of the energy starts to move forward. So it's a good time to reflect. It's a good time to set intentions. Your ruler is now going direct. He's been retrograde the past few weeks. And so if you've been reflecting on, redoing, rethinking things in general, maybe specifically relating to home, relating to family or past, any of these fourth house things, then that energy also moves forward for you, and in a way that's more extroverted, more out into the open. And it's all part of this life path. You know, you've had the North Node in the fourth, and this is about the future here with that. And now with the North Node finishing up this transit of your fourth house, there's a lot of things sort of culminating here in regards to the major shifts and changes you've had in this part of your life for the past couple of years. So important week, as it has been, very important weeks these past few months, past couple months, and especially with you, things going forward, Mercury direct, and new beginnings around that fourth house. Now, one thing I want to say too is because Mercury is still close to that North Node, he's actually going to be sextiling up to Saturn this early part of the week. So there is support to take things slow, to look at the long term, and really utilize this energy in a productive way. So whether you're moving or renovating or something like that, that productive energy is available. But at the very least, emotionally, you should be feeling quite solid, quite grounded, which is always the energies of Saturn. Now, this is a Saturn that's going into your sixth house of taking care of the daily stuff. So being open to really getting serious with your health, your diets, the daily routine, the daily activities, maybe your work ethic, your crafts at work, developing these sort of things for the next couple of years will be the emphasis with Saturn. And that could be a very supportive energy these first few days. Now, let's talk about this new moon, because it is going to be forming a T-square with Uranus and Pluto, this whole Uranus-Pluto square energy that's been going on. And here it has to do with the changes that have been taking place with your relationships, really drawing the line, healthy change with relationships when it comes to doing what's right, and that means what's right for you and the other person as well. But here it's about wanting change, and the more open you are, the more non-attached you are to your one-on-one connections, to all of your interactions, then this becomes very constructive. Then this new moon energy, these new beginnings here, it's like without the attachment and the willingness to change, then you create a space. And it's that space that these new seeds are being planted around the fourth house. Now, this is the next, few weeks, which is this lunar cycle, but also the next 6 months, which is this solar cycle of your fourth house as well. And this opposition up to Uranus is that things have been changing and things have been releasing in regards to your career. So being open to change with career as well, it's going to be very important. Finding the balance between whatever it is you're doing here in the home, family, fourth house sector with the career or future sector, and finding the freedom in that, because Uranus in the 10th house is showing you that maybe you could be doing multiple things for your career. Maybe you could have a little more excitement, a little bit more of that spontaneity in there, and that could really go a long ways as long as it's balanced and we're not going to any extremes with either the 4th or the 10th house. But the T-square can be very constructive when we approach it as such, and I think for you it's openness to change with relationships, non-attachment there, and as well as change and freedom to do what's really meaningful to you in your career work in a way that gives you freedom, gives you excitement and joy. So that's the early part. Definitely a ruler moving forward too. You'll be feeling that as well. More energy as the week unfolds. Now, the second half of the week, things start to shift around Wednesday and Thursday. Mars joins up to Jupiter. And so there's opportunities. There's things coming in with anything involving the third house. The third house is socializing. You guys should have plenty of opportunities to either socialize, maybe do some learning, maybe do some writing, some communicating, things of that nature, which is all third house related. Could be even with your siblings as well. Maybe something new there. Third house is also siblings. But Jupiter expanding that, creating opportunities. And now with Mars going over that, certainly some more things unfolding for you to connect socially, to maybe learn, to write, things like that. And I think you could be quite optimistic about it, and it could be something coming in tangibly. Now, Mars does rule your 6th house of the health, diet, routine, and daily activities, as well as your 11th house of networking and your hopes and wishes. So that could be emphasized this week, where maybe you're just feeling the optimism in what you're involved with on the daily level, or maybe with your health, or maybe with friends and things like that. And could be some opportunities with that also, but of course that does depend on your personal chart. So in either case, a good expansion there, and I think that's really involving your mind and your throat chakra communications. Now, this part of the chart has been trining up to Pluto, so I think we're all just open to change. And for you, it's changing the way you speak, changing the way you think, maybe even about relationships, and all of that is creating some very powerful changes for you these last 4 or 5 days of the week. Now, with that, Venus is going to be opposing up to Neptune. So this is nothing new here. All of these planets have been opposing Neptune. Now, Venus is the last one. In fact, she's already done this a few times. She's been retrograde. So now things are solidifying. Things are finalizing in terms of the unknown about your future, about things relating to maybe travel or philosophy or the possibilities of life, which is Neptune in that 9th house. And the more you're okay with uncertainty about those things, then it only helps. It only helps balance these more practical things you're involved with. Because this is a very practical house. It's your house. And I think having that healthy dose of possibilities, that healthy dose of not knowing where the future is unfolding, but that it's always part of the divine plan, if you will, then that becomes a good balance to work with. The writing, the communicating, the sharing of information, whatever else you might be thinking or working on in this 3rd house. But the emphasis this week for you Geminis is certainly the fact that your ruler is moving forward. Things are shaping up and shifting around that 4th house. It's all very supportive with Saturn and building those solid foundations with your health and routine and stuff. And optimism about socializing, connecting, communicating, good energy coming in through that, as well as those daily routines, and maybe even doing some networking could go a long way this week. So Gemini, have a great one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.